will make this water clean. What would Quantico Creek look like?
We've now removed all the solids.
With the addition of millions of gallons of treated coal ash water.
We're treating to standards that will ensure that this river and Quantico Creek are protected.
Dominion Power Tuesday unveiled its $35 million coal ash water cleaning operation.
There has been a tremendous amount of misinformation and a lot of playing on people's fears.
An estimated 220 million gallons will go through a multi-step filtration process. Solids will be separated out, and sand and giant filters called geotubes will collect sediment. Results will be checked by an independent lab, Dominion says.
Collecting samples, analyzing them to confirm and verify that that water's safe before we release it into Quantico Creek.
The permit to do this follows a settlement agreement between Prince William County and the power company.
There's no way to enforce this.
Under that agreement, the utility pledged to go beyond state and federal standards in treating water from coal ash ponds prior to discharge. Dominion has also agreed to take hourly samples, and if high chemical levels were found, promised to provide additional treatment.
That water is going to be contaminated with metals, and unfortunately, this settlement agreement, there's no provisions to enforce it, there's no oversight.
Quantico Creek, as you can see, even in the rain, such an amazing biosystem here. Now, Dominion says it plans to discharge about 200,000 gallons a minute, and barring any legal fight, they plan to start this on Monday. Live in Dumfries, Richard Reeve, News, ABC 7 News.
All right, thank you, Rich. A new report shows 19 million tourists visited last year in D.C., and most of them saw stuff like this. Big chunk of the National Mall grass missing. Well, now work is underway to change that. Crews have begun rolling out the first rolls of sod that'll ultimately cover some 522,000 square feet out there. The nation's front yard, as it's called.
Yeah. Well, we'll have some rain for the sod.
That'll work out well.
We've got that plenty of that.
So we have rain, and we still have some thunderstorms we're watching south of the metro area, well south, but part of our viewing area we'll get you up to date on and see what's coming later, and maybe actually a few sunny days if we hang around long enough. There's 7 days. Can't wait. Let's get started here with a look. This is a time lapse. We're going to go back to this and we'll update it now. This is from Spotsylvania, Virginia. 57 degrees there, so it's cooled off a lot. Watch over the past hour and 10 minutes when thunderstorms started developing to the west and approached, and there they hit with gusty winds. Temperatures fell, and now you see on the very bottom screen, you see almost blue sky, so clearing, and that's often a phenomenon we see here. Even when there are lines of storms, we'll get some sinking air behind the thunderstorm, and we at least temporarily clear out. Look at some of the rainfall totals just from this line moving through. In Fredericksburg, 1.25 inches of rain dropped to 59 degrees, 0.72 of an inch in Sperryville. Culpeper, more than a half inch, a little bit more than a half inch in Stafford as well, along with somewhat cooler temperatures. So let's give you an update on the warnings. The one warning over southern Spotsylvania expired at 5:15, and now until 5:45, the only thing left right now is a severe thunderstorm warning for King George County. And looking at Doppler radar, it looks as though most of the real heavy rain is just south of the town of King George. But make no mistake, there's heavy rain, the possibility still of a little bit of hail, a lot of lightning, and very, very heavy rain in this line that is moving to the east. And it's got a funny little shape to it here we're watching as it travels over the northern neck, part of the northern middle peninsula, across the Potomac River, and then into southern Maryland over the next hour or so. We'll keep an eye on it because every now and then we see these storms actually get a bit stronger as they cross the Potomac River. So we'll watch this. Again, rain, thunder, lightning, the possibility of hail, and some isolated spots where they could have a brief wind gust to 50 miles per hour. That's what we're examining. Closer to Washington, we have some steady light to moderate rain coming into Arlington. Most of it is right down I-95, right during the rush hour, not a good combination, and lighter rain as you head through the northern suburbs of Washington. We'll track this. When we look inside the storm, looking for heights of it, the cloud cover goes up a good 40,000 feet. However, the area of heavy weather with the heavy rain only goes up about 20,000 feet or so. So this is not really conducive to big hailstones at all. However, it is conducive to heavy rain and lightning and some strong wind gusts working their way down to ground level, and that will be the story. And this is what's indicated right now in a velocity scan. This is kind of the leading edge of the gusty winds that are going to move through the warning area, especially Port Royal, right along US 301, stretching from Dahlgren all the way down through Port Royal and eventually down the road a little bit farther towards Fredericksburg. So this is our rain we're watching today. There are a few more showers to the west, and we'll monitor these, but the atmosphere is pretty stable now with the cloud cover and slightly